Okay, dudes, I want to give you guys a very simple breakdown of how the Incident Manager bot is supposed to work. There's been a lot of questions, a lot of confusion, and I get it. It's not the easiest system to kind of understand, especially if you're new to the league. It's definitely unique. It's something that only we offer, and it's still new to us. Like, this is the first season we've fully rolled it out. It's still in beta, so we want feedback. There is room for improvement, and we know there are flaws. Anyways, the very basics of it is that it's a no fault system. Similar to iRacing, if you and another driver make contact, you both get one penalty point or incident point each. And that means you get one regardless if you're at fault or if you're not at fault. And the reason we do it this way is because in ACC there is no way to differentiate between which driver is at fault or not at fault when it comes to software. It's a binary system, it's ones and zeros. Both drivers hit, both drivers are at fault. The game does not recognize, oh, this person dive bombed or whatever. Like, it's just, that's it. So the way to mitigate this is we've set an accumulation threshold for penalties. So if you get two contacts, regardless of being at fault, you will end up getting a 5-second penalty. These metrics we can adjust to whatever we want. We can make it 10 contacts before your first penalty, but we kind of landed on these numbers because it kind of makes the most sense. So what happens is you get the two contacts, you get a 5-second penalty. As you progress through the race, maybe you get a couple more contacts. Whether they're your fault or not, you still get the penalty. Now, I know that's annoying. Obviously, you don't want to get penalties for situations where you are not at fault, which is why we've made sure that you guys are allowed to appeal every single penalty you get and every single incident that occurs in the game. So, for example, if you finish the race with 4 points and you resulted in a 15-second penalty, and say you are innocent for 3 contacts, like they're 100% not your fault. Someone dove on you, someone moved on braking, someone sideswiped you on a straightaway. You are 100% not at fault. No problem at all. Just submit the appeal, just the way we ask you guys to in the reporting channel. Just say, hey, for this incident, lap 5, turn 3, number 66 hit me and I'm not at fault. And we'll go, okay, cool, we'll review it. And if we agree with you, we deem you're not at fault, you go down. So you cut that 4, now you're at 3, which brings you lower in this threshold. So we literally will knock off that 15-second penalty from the results. So if you finished 14 seconds behind somebody because of that penalty, you'll actually now be ahead of them. So you're getting the justice that you deserve for being not at fault in the incident. Now, let's say you're not at fault for all 3 of these hypothetical incidents. You go back down to 1 point, right? Then we also reverse the 5-second penalty that you got at the 2-point threshold. Because, again, you were not at fault, so we bring you down. If you're at fault for only 1, there is kind of that grace period. However, we have allowed the drivers to report an incident if it was not penalized or if it was excessively severe. So there was an example last week where someone rejoined and spun a car out. So in that case, they've already been given their time penalty, or they've been given their penalty incident points. I shouldn't call them penalty points. They are incident points, separate from our penalty points. And that driver was then given 2 penalty points, which makes him 1 penalty point away from his start from pit penalty. So we increased the severity by a dramatic amount because we saw that as a very careless incident. And the driver who was appealing this was spun out and lost a couple of positions. So we felt that not only are we going to reduce him from a 4 to a 3, but we're also going to issue a further penalty to the other driver. At this time, we're not increasing time penalties because we want to stick to this as much as possible. However, as the season goes on and as the future seasons come, we plan on improving this as much as possible. We are and have been discussing ways to make this a little bit better. I know I shouldn't have to make a video that's like 5 to 10 minutes long explaining this, so we actually want to make sure that we've simplified enough where we can explain it very easily, literally in writing on the SimGrid description, so everyone can clearly understand how this works. But for now, this is what is happening, what we're dealing with this season here in season 22. For all the European side of the league, this is your first time experiencing it, so you guys are still getting adjusted and acclimatized to it, which totally makes sense. For the America side, they ran it last season as the experiment, and in that season, we worked out a lot of bugs preparing for the EU guys to get a taste of it. So, that being said, if you guys have further questions, please put them in the comments of this video or just send me a DM or put it in the help and feedback channel in the Discord. And also, if you have suggestions for improvements, we are happy to hear them. A few things you should note if you are going to bring some suggestions to the table is that the limitations of this is that it is a binary system. You cannot have any ambiguity. The bot cannot distinguish between fault. It doesn't know who hit who or what the circumstances of the collision were. It's pulling the data right from ACC and just taking the numbers as it is and throwing them into a spreadsheet. There is no like way to output any information from like or grab any information from ACC that says like, oh, person was going X speed into a breaking point. They were on throttle. They weren't on throttle. Like there's none of that to help distinguish who is at fault. So fully and completely, it is ones and zeros. Contact, one penalty each. That's it. Yeah, and if you have further questions and you want to discuss it further, I'm open to it. And I'll just kind of zoom in here so you guys can see the whiteboard a little better just in case it was blurry. Ooh, what's going on here? There we go. So yeah, the thresholds 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Then you get 5 seconds for 2, 15 seconds for 4, drive through for 6, stop go 30 for 8, disqualification at 10 points. Again, contact equals 1 and 1 no matter what, but you're allowed to appeal and reduce those as needed. Now, one thing I'll warn you before I post this video publicly is there is a very good chance we're going to change this to be 8 as the DQ because honestly 10 is crazy. No one's getting 10 points. The highest I've seen in the last couple seasons is someone getting 7, and when you reflect on that person's race and you actually watch them, they definitely should have been evicted from that race. So we're going to make it 8 most likely. I'm prefacing here just to make it better. So we'll mess around with this and make it a little bit more fair or a little less aggressive. But yeah, hopefully this video helps you guys understand the system a bit better, and that way there's less confusion and everyone feels a little bit better about why they got a penalty and the fact that they can't appeal it, because we're not coming after you. There's no live stewards sitting behind a screen being like, fuck this guy. It's all just in the name of making sure we give you guys a better experience and also free up some of our staff to be able to race as well, because one of the biggest problems is our staff never get to race. So this way they can, and you guys still get justice, and we will appeal the injustice. That's it. Have a great day.